Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to be talking about the main method. So, the main method in Java is pretty much the starting point. You've probably wondered, well, there's so much code here. How does it know where to start, right? Like, how does a computer know where to start reading all this code? And the answer to that is this main method, okay? And you can have as many methods as you want in your application, but you could only have one main method. And that is where the application starts to read code. Okay, and then from there, it sort of just branches off into other classes and other code. Okay, so the main method is the starting point. And here I have my main method inside of a class called main. Okay, with a capital M, because remember, classes are start with a capital letter, and methods start with a lowercase letter. Okay. All right. So here's my main method. Let's go over the header. So the header here, this always has to be the same. Doesn't matter what Java application you're writing. The main method header is always the same. Okay. But let's go over the details right now. So the first one here, this first keyword is public. Okay, this is the access modifier. Okay, that means it can be accessed openly. Okay, and that is just so that it is able to be called by the JRE. Okay, all right, the next keyword here is static. And this one is so that it could be loaded into memory and it could be called. The next one here is void. Okay, now the main method never returns anything. So the void return type is appropriate, right? Because it doesn't return anything. All right, and then here, the name main is reserved. So you can't use the word main on any other method. There's only one main method, okay? So that is obviously the name. And then here we have what's called the parameter input or arguments, okay? And what it is here we have a variable called args, and the input is of type array string. Okay, so it only accepts an array of strings. Okay, and it gets saved into this variable called args, and then this args can then be used inside of the body. Okay. Make sense? All right, so let's look at inside of the body of this main method that we have here. Let's see how it works. All right, so here I have what's called a for each loop. Okay, for those of you who are not too familiar with a for each loop, it pretty much just iterates over an array, okay, or a collection. In this case, it's an array of strings. So here we have args, right? And the way we read this is for every string, okay, this here is just a variable. So this is just saying for every string inside of args, okay, meaning for every element inside of args, do whatever's inside of the body, okay? So the first thing it does is it creates a person object. And the person object requires a string for the name. Okay, so if we look here, the constructor for person, it takes in a string, right? It takes a string and populates the name attribute. And then here in the say hello method, it uses that name to output the following text. Hello, my name is, and then whatever name you provide in the constructor. Okay. All right, so it creates a person object, and then it calls the say hello method on that person object. Okay, and then it goes back to the beginning, and then it goes to the next element. Then it'll go to the next one, and then the next one, and it'll just keep looping over and over and over until it is done with all the elements in the array. Make sense? All right, now let's see this in action, and let's call this main method from the command prompt. Okay, so what I did here is I navigated all the way to where my code is. Okay, and you can see it up here as well. Okay, here's the path. So I navigated on the command prompt to that path. okay, or to this directory. And the way you run this is first you have to compile everything, okay? And if you're not familiar on how to compile Java code from the command prompt, I recommend you watch my video on how to do just that. So the first thing you do is you do javac, and then you call the class that contains the main method, okay? Which in this case would be main.java, okay? And as soon as we press enter, what's going to happen is it's going to generate a new file with a .class extension. And you'll see that here. If I open up the Explorer so you could see the files, this is main.java. We ran the Java compiler, as you could see, javac main.java, and then it generated this main.class, okay? All right, now what we're going to want to do is we type Java and then main, okay? But no extension, okay? It's just Java main. And then here is where we can provide our arguments for the main method, okay? Again, if I provide the string, say, peanut, the word peanut will be used here on the person object, and then once the say hello method is called, it'll say, hello, my name is peanut, okay? So it doesn't matter what string you use or how many strings you use, okay? So here, let's type in goober, okay? And if we run that, see it says, hello, my name is goober, okay? Now, if we run this again, we can actually provide more than one input, okay? Because again, here it's a loop, so it'll, if you provide 2, it'll do it twice. If you do 3, it'll do it 3 times. So here, let me add another string here. Let's do Spider-Man or Batman, and then we press enter, and then it'll just repeat, hello, my name is Goober, hello, my name is Spider-Man, hello, my name is Batman, okay? All right, so that is how to run the main method from your command prompt. All right, well, that's all for this video. I hope it made sense, and I hope it helps a lot of you out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.